हेलो एवरीवन। आज ये दूसरा एपिसोड है आर्कीवर्स टॉक का, जहां मैं इस टॉपिक को इनिशिएट कर रहा हूं कि क्या स्टोरी टेलिंग लाइटिंग इल्यूमिनेशन में इम्पॉर्टेंट है और किस तरीके से जो है ना ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन के साथ वो कनेक्ट होता है, और किस तरीके से स्टोरी टेलिंग जो है ना हमारी डे बाय डे डेली लाइफ में जो है ना हमारी हमारी यादें बनते जाता है। और एक एज ए डिज़ाइनर और एज ए आर्किटेक्ट और एज ए लाइटिंग डिज़ाइनर किस तरीके से जो है कल्चर को और आर्किटेक्चरल एलिमेंट या ऑब्जेक्ट्स को कैसे इंस्पायर करके उसको डिज़ाइन फॉर्म में जो है ना ढाला जाता है, ये आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे। आई एम गोइंग टू होस्ट टुडे माय फ्रेंड and a wonderful artist, I can say, and wonderful storyteller. So he's an Italian architect, Mr. Tommaso Frizzale from Italia, and he's a vast experience and like a large scale exposure into a Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Europe. And today we are going to discuss about the how storytelling is integrated into human civilization, and we are going to listen from him, understand his exposure, his experience, and his a wide range thoughts, which is going to helpful for designers, architects, and especially for me also.
Hi to everyone. Hi.
How are you, Tommaso?
That's good. Great.
How storytelling play a role in illumination, lighting illumination?
Yes, storytelling, yes, as you already introduced, always play a role in the architectural language, because for any phase of the architectural language, we have to tell a story. We have to tell the story of the place, the story of a culture where any project is located, because this is most important to do. This, is a kind of ABC of the architectural work. So I think that especially in this case that we are talking regarding lighting, this is a really great role, because in this case with the storytelling we have possibility to link to the architectural project, to the culture, to the local culture. That is other important things to mention, because each project has a its own kind of also character and strongest.
So how what is a basic process that is start reviewing the project and the property, or any task come to you for a illumination, whether it's interior, landscape, or facade? What is your basic thought? How you will start, and how you will start drafting the stories? Like
Yeah,
inspiring from the culture and inspiring from the project element.
yes.
What is the process and how you
Yes.
will connect to?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great opportunity to express some difficult concept also. Yeah, every project has a different story completely, because there is not a process, this, the process is a kind of synthesis that you can do, you can synthesize, and you have to, yes, see to the project, then starting to make analysis for that. But then after that, there is not a kind of specific step. Mainly, the first thing is be inspired from the project. The project, every project is unique in the architecture, and every project is linked to the place. Any project cannot be translated directly in another place because it doesn't work. So simply means that starting, for me, the starting is, if we already have some other design, architectural design, we take this as a first understanding. The first understanding is the database that we have through the architectural analysis to that. Then we go deep to this urban analysis. We go more in depth, going there. If we can, we must go there in place to understanding during the day what is the feeling, the perception of the place, and then also during the night, because during the night you can see, if in the more the effect of the sky. If you see the sky, because many times in the city there is a lot of lighting pollution, because this is another, things that we need to take into consideration. But in this way, the analysis of the also nocturnal lights give us opportunity to create a kind of a complete artwork with the cityscape. So what we do usually is not just giving importance on one building, completing, forgetting about the surrounding, because surrounding is the scene, is like an actor with his scenography. In this case, we need the, understanding lighting, because in this case we have, the stage already done. The stage is the city, is the nature, according to the project. Then we need to adjust and take our project into consideration of the surrounding where this project will be located. So this is the first step that we need
How
to
you
start.
will connect the people, the common user, how you will, because see, I have seen in the past also, I have traveled couple of places and there are a cultural integration in a design. When you
Yes.
enter into a property,
Yes.
from
Yes.
entrance gate to the property
Yes.
bathroom also, there is
Yes.
a storytelling.
Yes.
There is
Yes.
a linkage. Okay, when you come, then the sculptures also,
Yeah.
some element also you can see in the facade, landscape, even in the bathroom also, in the common area, in the lobby. So there is a storytelling. Even in India, if you go to the Mumbai airport, international airport, so the peacock, you can see the flare columns in multi-dimensional. So the peacock feather also. So similarly, when you see the skylight, when you see tiles, interior, so people relate their emotions, people and the culture. So how you will relate in terms of lighting, illumination,
Yes.
what stories you will tell, and
Yes, every story, or the story is something that you don't think the story.
yeah,
The story is a final process. The work is, is long, sometimes easy in some way, sometimes more and more difficult. But in the end, when you have collect all your point of views and any other consideration that you do, as you tell properly regarding the culture of that place, this is important things that yes, we take into consideration culture, but are two different things, because the culture is one ingredient or our recipe, and recipe. And in this case, what we want to tell, that is the story we can call story, whatever we have already done. This is the story. Then there is the concept, and the concepts. In the concept, we have to study the culture. Then also the culture can be a concept in this way.
culture also be a
Can be a concept. This how I ask it to myself also, how to take this. Yes, because also the culture is is full, is deep, is a multidimensional. It's not just only one phase. You can read one book, but in any page open a story. Every page is composed of many concepts, and each concept can give you a possibility to space with your fantasy, with your idea, with your previous experience. Because also here the experience plays a great role to inspire you. So in, has any architectural and kind of artistic work, the, inspiration is everywhere, every moment, every place, every line that you track. Yeah, there are many concepts inside that can be expressed. So I will try to keep a little bit, step by step, try to explain in my point of view, in my also experience. Because yes, if we're talking regarding lighting, illumination, lighting, nocturnal, artificial illumination, we're talking regarding the facade. Facade is linked with the appearance, it's true. But behind any appearance can unveil other reality. This reality, behind the appearance, there are the story, there are the concept. And this gives you strongest in your line, in your composition, lighting composition, because also lighting is a kind of compositional art, like exactly like architectural and engineering part that you translate from idea to the reality. In this case, anything that we go expressing, anything that we do is a kind of things that regarding the appearance is important. It's important that you show, but what architecture has to show is not kind of lighting just to beautify with no other scope. The things that I think that mainly is important, that this architecture, first of all, will be enhanced by the lighting. It means that yes, beautify the architecture for sure. Architecture is already beautiful, but through the light you can unveil different face, different aspects.
Yeah, more into in the night we can enhance more, because in the night you will not see all the architectural elements.
Exactly.
So those elements you have
Yes,
to enhance.
yes,
It
yes,
will like
yes.
add a more value.
Yes, in this case there are more elements that are visual elements, clear, that make inspiration, direct inspiration from culture. But in the project, not always this element is readable. But this element, the culture element and the storytelling, is involved in as a process. But yes, that any kind of also culture, because each also culture related to the place, and main times also to the city, because each city has a different, completely sometimes different form to appear, and also develops in terms of lights. So the lights, also street lights and also building lights. According to that, we also give, for us is a kind of a big opportunity to create concept from the local culture. So studying, everything, practically everything. Try to catch the essence. Yes, the main essence of that place. And in this way, we try to reproduce what we have, received as a feeling. We try to reproduce in line first, designing with sketching, with colors, with first instinct impacts that this light should have, because this image, after you make a deep analysis of the society, the culture of the place, of the history of that place, yeah, of course also for touristic place, we has a different perception, and already we have a complete picture. Has this building, has this lighting, in this case lighting has to appear. Then when we have completely this, after a process, a sketch project, this process, we're arriving at something that is almost defined, that we feel through the line of the design. We feel the emotion that the lighting will also evoke. In this way, we're starting to develop kind of lighting also with the support of the software as well. And in this way, we try to make a translation of this idea, this emotion, this lighting emotion, this vibration in a mathematical also kind of lighting feature required to achieve our effect, exactly our lighting, our scope. Well, mainly during the study, the process, the study in this in this special phase. First of all, as I told already, we try to catch the essence, and we try to catch also the spiritual, also in some way, spiritual way that this architecture, would like to express itself. What we go to link is because each kind of also festive, each kind of also deep culture, special event of the city or of any other also culture. This is what we want to try to catch in any single also custom, catching the meaning in the deep. In this way, we have possibility to, extract actors, extract, scenography, extract from the past design ideas, also, past design related for that period, because this is a great opportunity to evoke kind of lines, kind of also vibrationally vibes for the past. In this way, the storytelling we go to express in the lighting in different way, accordingly to the project in this way. And for example, many projects give us opportunity also to use, also some different kind of communication that can be, linked with the colors that we use. We use some kind of colors linked with exactly with the, festivity or, cultural
local
event. In this case, because also the color has a kind of vibrational inside, and should be in completely integrated with that moment, that culture. What specifically is required is just a kind of special idea that should be linked with that. But regarding that, it's not the difficult part of the job, because this kind of job, each idea come out itself, and you don't need to search for idea. The idea are already there.
Yeah, for you.
It's also inspiration and storytelling. For example, some project, you go there also before that the building or anything starts. You just explore the site. Site give you already feeling regarding the nature, regarding the lighting, the color, place. You can hear, you can feel with your own sense. You can feel these things, and sometimes also inspiration can be a picture of that moment, a picture that you have impressed in your mind regarding some light in some moment, and you can reproduce this idea, this warmth effect inside the room, and this can be a concept. Sometimes the concept can be, local people that are just make some, art craft work,
And
something that capture your attention, and you already see clear your concept. You already see there something that materialized in the moment that you already see. You already knows how to apply that. So this is a kind of also, is a fruit of the past experience, yes, of your, constantly research that go behind the simple beauty. The beauty is the appearance, but we don't work for the beauty. We work to give important emotion. The important, I mean, the importance that we want to give a kind of monumental idea that should give clear show itself in the space. Then the other things that is important, that each architectural product, that it will be interior, exterior, or landscape, it doesn't matter, because the idea of the concept is not just something that we we force to search and then to refer to.
okay.
So in this way, the main things is the process that we do to arrive to the final solution. During this process, we can take this part and we understand clearly what has inspired your story, inspired our idea. Then we extract this part, and we clearly here we can see, schematically how our process has worked. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
You belongs to the country where design is so deep in a blood, I can say, and spiraling from centuries. Each and every element, the city, architecture, wherever you see, is completely crafted with the very.
Yes, yes, you are true.
There is a storytelling in each and every element and all. What is
Yes.
your favorite place, and what is you like? How in childhood, even in your university level, what is your favorite storytelling project in terms of architecture, in terms of illumination? And still you remember, maybe you have visited with the parents. Sometimes we have a memory, and that is also
Yes, exactly.
storytelling. Like we
Yes.
go with the parents and see the uh, uh, sculpture,
Yeah.
churches, or any touristic place, and when you go after 20
Hi.
year, 30 year, that you start connecting the old story.
Yes.
Okay, I visited this place with so and so age, with my parents, and also there is a storytelling in that. So what is your like favorite?
This is a very difficult question to answer. This because it, as you properly tell, Italy is a very deep concentrate of history, culture, and design that evolve constantly. We try to, search a continuous, there is a continuous research of beauty in Italy that we constantly, with not for purpose to do, but everyone do in Italy, because anything is, I think, is a completely link in the history, and anyone in his way try to sometimes escape for that. It's a kind of
Escape in the sense?
escaping, in the sense that try to find his way to express
The
and in continuity with this past, for not to remain, stuck in these postcards. Try to emerge
with the own
in some
idea.
way, and yes. So this means that anyone try to, try to keep his personal process, elaborating this very deep design and culture, because Italy is not a large place, but it's a different scale to understand. There are many layers, many deep layers that you can study for years, and you can continuously find a lot of things, and also a lot of mysterious inside, linked with the numbers, linked with the sacral proportions. There are a lot of things that people still asking the meaning, and in same time they do a kind of process, and they arriving to other idea, other solution, other concepts. So this, it means that continuously create is a kind of font of creativity. So in this way, continuously you can discover, you can thinking something that before you haven't, also here you haven't think, you have, it's easy to think outside the box.
Wow.
Very easy in the design.
My question is,
Yes.
what is your memorable
Memorable.
story where you still connect
Yes.
with that storytelling? So I would
Yes,
like to
my
understand how
story.
people-
Yeah. Then I understand. This is linked more, when I used to study in the university, because in that period I had the opportunity to visit more, with a sacral light of the university. I went to in Rome, because I already went a lot of time just walking in Rome, because in Rome you walk and you receive a lot of emotion from everywhere. Each light, each tree, each wall, each column, each sculpture, each fountains is full of this kind of emotion everywhere. Every time you move your head, you completely captured to the beauty this place evoke. In that period, during the architectural period that we was there to sketch the architecture in real, appreciate more as the architecture really is. We had the opportunity to stay in the Pantheon in Rome, and this really created me a kind of transportation, because this is kind of very geometrical and simple kind of architecture, but the feeling that you can have there is different from any other building.
Any others?
So regarding construction, regarding, I think that just in some kind of temple, you can you can feeling some similar emotion, because the light from that arrived, natural lighting from the sky. This natural lighting that looks like a kind of theater. It feels like a kind of scenography. The lighting that arrive, that slowly change, is not always the same, because the sun and because the earth move. So
The architecture
the
itself
projection
design in that form based on the sun path analysis, you will have a architecture
is
light.
designed, considering also the movement of the sun during the whole year. And in this way, yes, also considering the inclinations. And then, there are, maximal and minimum point that it reach every year. There is these two peaks that they design perfectly, are linked with the architecture. But in this moment that, this perfection, just the duration is a few seconds. When you go there to understanding these few seconds, they has a really, you cannot evaluate what this, architectural feeling and moment can, give to you. Is a special gift, really. For this, I think that lighting in the architecture is very important. Lighting is a blow, in the architecture that just can give, really can give light with the life, and together, create something that interact with people, interact with also the surroundings.
Uh, Understood that the storytelling you have explained in a different stages, from starting from concept and semantic, inspiring from the culture, from any movement, suddenly it comes to your mind and your heart, and you start sketching from those line and start telling the stories and connecting the people and connecting the architecture. It is a very good idea. And one statement I love, that you said, is light is a life. It's true. So it's a very deep statement in a single line. So which also inspiring for designers, for your thought process. So in a way of conclusion, storytelling will help you as per your experience and the conversation we had, to communicate the users, to communicate the 24-hour cycle which extended. Earlier it was not there. Now the working cycle is extended in a different phases. So storytelling is important to serve the people in the sun, and serve the people who are working in the moon also, and connect with the nature and with artificial light. Considering this all experience and design thought process, and as I know, you already served to China more than 7 years in a very large scale projects for illumination, and Vietnam especially, like large scale of landscape, facade, different kind of project you have already served and realized also, interior, landscape, facade, lighting. Then now you are in Dubai to serving the Middle East market, and the different thought process. So what is the challenge you feel? What is your experience? How this transformation journey and change, how you are converting into a different culture, and how you are bridging and linking in storytelling and illumination? What?
Yes. uh, this is interesting, these things, because you know every culture has something unique inside, every country also, and also every land, because every space that you go to define is located, and also is also linked, deeply linked with his history. The main thing is that we when I think that when any artist has to express his passion and his way to see the reality is called any one of us, any designer is called to express something that should have a value for every citizen of that place, especially. And this is the most important things. To arriving to that, the things is this that working in that place, you have first of all absorb the vibes of that place, and also understanding what the people living there expected, and what is required, and what can be surprise for everyone, but in the way that this surprise is really a wow effect, not a kind of surprise that no one understands. For this reason, it's very important to use the local language in this way, translate the universal language of the architecture, universal language of the design in the local language in some way. Then yes, all this process, for sure that it come out and emerges, from you, that you are designing this thing. So this is important also, maintain both of them. So maintain the culture to interpret and create a new language. This is a challenge that anytime I used to do when I do planning, when I do some kind of design for a different country. So now, yes, as to told before, I just want to link to that. For me, it was a really challenge my work in China, because during that period, I had to work very in a very different way, understanding the local culture that is a very deep and complex to understand, especially for us from Europe. Is completely something that is unexpected and very difficult to read in depth. It is a process that requires long time, and also in many times, and in the work normal day, you don't have all the time possible to study. So in a very short time, you need to capture, like a kind of abstract painter. You need to just capture the the guideline for that project, capture the feeling. These things make you create something really unique that is linked with the local culture. In this way, also city by city, it's also in the same country as completely different kind of expression. Also working in India, because the city in India are also completely different. We cannot tell just Indian city, because this almost not explain nothing, because the variety that you can find inside is absolutely.
Every
and
like
they-
a 15-20 kilometers you can see the different culture, different dialect,
and I can read this
language,
clearly.
the
Yes.
inspiration, the method. So what I understood during our conversation, and especially the different city, when you visit a different country you visit, and where there is a like a huge difference in a culture, but the architecture language, the basic is the same. So we have to
Yes. Is
understand
an
the
universal
local
language.
language.
Yes.
We have to
Exactly.
understand the local
Exactly.
language, and understand the local culture
Yes.
to absorb the more, and then we can express the emotions with the illumination.
Yes. Absolutely.
It was a very pleasure to have a discussion with you on the illumination, and it's a learning process, and few of points also like enhanced to me as well.
The pleasure was mine,
Yeah,
mainly
so
for
very
this
very
occasion,
yeah.
that give me opportunity also to
Thanks to
express my thoughts. So for this reason, I'm also very glad
thanks to coming
to
on a show,
this invitation.
and we'll catch you soon again on the projects.
Yes.
Okay, the
Yes,
live
for sure.
projects. Okay, thanks. Thank
This
you.
will be
Thank
next
you.
step.
Next step. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.